Alright, what's up YouTube? So it's part 2 of the Alta teardown slash bringing some of the parts to get redone here. I gotta package up or box up most of these parts over here to bring to Josh. We're about to head out there in a minute. But I'm probably gonna continue later on after I go bring the parts to Josh to tear down the rest of the bike. I don't really have to bring any other parts to him as far as for him to do. Yeah, this will probably be at the end, tearing the rest of it down, figuring out how to take the battery and all this electronics out. You guys missed part 1 of the teardown. For some reason, YouTube glitched and uploaded the video twice, and then some people saw the first one, I had to delete it. So if you missed part 1, it's linked down below, top of the description, or you can go search on the channel in the playlist and look up Alta build part 1. Regardless, I'm gonna pack up all the stuff, head out to Josh's, and then I'll give you a little rundown on how he's gonna do it, what he's doing, and kind of some of the plans for the build. Because I know I saw a couple of questions regarding like, oh, why would you tear this down? Why would you do that? That's stupid. It's gonna be like the KLX125 build, how supposedly it came out crappy, but I think this thing came out mint. But regardless, it's just a cosmetic build. If you guys have your doubts, you'll see when it's done, the thing's gonna come out really sick. If you guys are new and this is the first video you're watching and want to see me continue on the Alta build to see how it comes out, definitely hit the subscribe button down below. Smash the thumbs up button down below if you're excited to see the build. It really helps me out a lot. Like I said, we'll head out to Josh's and get these parts all sorted out. So I forgot I want to take this one linkage arm to actually have him do also. I would put this at the end, but we're about to head there. I got the drill. I don't have the impact. I don't know where it is. I lost it. It's probably inside somewhere. This thing's not going to cut it. I guess we're going old-fashioned here. Alright, well, let's give this a shot. I might need some leverage from the bars. Oh, it's coming. Get this off.
The other side spinning?
No, it's got like a lock in there, so it's not gonna, shouldn't. We'll do the front one too. Ugh. Oh,
that one is spinning.
Slowly but surely. It's not like the impact. You gotta actually do some work. Alright, we'll hit these things out.
Nice and locked up on the peg. There you go.
There she is. Alright.
Should be able to just pull it up, yeah.
Get these, set these over here so we know what we're working with. Yes, I laid everything out, labeled everything, so I know how it's going back together. Alright, and with that, we got the linkage arm out. Be all the parts in here ready to go, aside from the fork. Talk to him about that. I think I'm just leaving the triple clamps black. Alright, we got all the parts loaded up. We got Justin loaded up. We're ready to go. Alright, nothing but the healthiest here. McDonald's for lunch. Honestly, I think this is the healthiest option, I believe.
Yeah,
so
there's no salad anywhere.
Justin recommended it, so I'm like, yeah, you know, why not? Alright, just got the Josh's and let him do his magic. So we're getting a little rundown trying to decide what I want to do with the forks, all the parts, we're laying them out. We're kind of, we got these swatches for the Cerakote. So he's got a couple different colors. This is a midnight bronze, which is the darkest other than black that he has. And then this is kind of like a silver. I'll show you all like the examples of the testers that he has. Here's the burnt bronze. I think I'm leaning towards as far as all the calipers. He's that. I might do a different color for that slider thing for the swing arm where it kind of hooks in all the master cylinders and stuff like that, and along with the linkage arm, do the burnt bronze. I was gonna do the midnight, but I think it might be too dark. I might do some parts in the darker and then some with the burnt, which is a little bit lighter. It'll look different in the sunlight too. But and then coming over here, he's got, this is the burnt bronze, and then we have a red. So the plan is, I mean, he's gonna do all the magic. I don't really know how this works, so he's gonna kind of do his thing, but we got a red. Basically, I want to do the Brembo in red and then have the burnt bronze caliper. Same thing for these. This red, have the burnt bronze thing. I might just do this cap red. Then what else? No. So basically, all the Brembo logos are gonna be in red. Make it pop with the burnt bronze. I've been looking up a couple like different examples on all these guys that build bikes and whatnot. So I think that'll look really sick if he can pull it off and make that kind of pop with the Brembo. There's the fork tubes. He says he can Cerakote them, but the problem is it might wear off, so we might do some other coatings on that, because when you clamp it and if it like kind of twists, it's gonna wear it off. I guess that can happen with anything, but he's gonna take them apart. I'll come back, pick them up, and then I'll bring them to another guy to actually spray them. He has an example of some tubes that are over here that got done. This is kind of a black. He said it's like a hit or miss as far as to get these, so I think I'm going black on those, and then I'll just put a clear vinyl over it to actually protect from the chipping. But here's an example of some parts that he's Cerakoted. Here's like the black. Might do some parts in this too. This is like his first little batch he did. It came out really good. He says it's not to his standards, but this is out really good. So there's the black. And then here is another kind of that burnt bronze color. Here is the gray kind of slate color. Also do on some parts if my camera would focus. Boom. So there's the gray. Figure this whole deal out, and then obviously the bottoms, if you can take those apart, do those in black to match that. Get a whole new bolts. Get some of the bolts and stuff that you see all coated. Get some new ones, make everything new. That's the deal with that. Colors we want to do and how we want to lay it out that way when I come back. Some parts vapor honed, go through the whole thing. I should have taken the brakes apart for him, but he says it's easier if I just bring it to him whole. The shock over here, I'm getting the spring coated black. And then I think we're gonna do the shock in the darker, which would be the midnight bronze, darker on the shock body, along with, what else? I think I'm just gonna leave this. I don't really see that part too much anyway. So there's a little update. This is just with a spray paint can, surprisingly. It's all spray painted, came out really good. I thought that, like I said, it looks almost identical to the Cerakote. He's also got this midnight blue. I kind of want to have that accent color if I want to do blue, red, as far as like the little bling parts on there. If you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know in the comments what I should do. If I should go more towards the blue bling or the red stuff moving on this thing, because I want to have it done in like about 2 weeks or so. But it's all cosmetic build to make it look bling, and something that nobody's ever seen done on an Alta, at least to my knowledge. I've never seen a custom Alta aside from graphics. It's got the sick TTR 110. It's got this FMF 4.1. You don't see too many of these on the TTRs. Thing's sick, huh? I've never seen an FMF on one of these. Oh, there we go, on normal idle.
I can do the whole, switch and the kill switch out.
Go for it. Go for it. Uh-oh, it's dying. That thing's sick, dude. That thing's sick. See, that's what I'd love to do with my stuff, as everybody knows. Beat on it. That thing's sick. That sounds so good. I need an FMF on mine. It's coming soon. When you have spiders in the shop on the floor?
A little bit. Hey.
Uh-oh. I think he's a goner. There he is.
Get ready for Tyler to interrupt you a bunch of times.
No, I'm just gonna let him talk. All right, so Josh is gonna give me a little rundown on how the Cerakote works, since when I come back it'll all be done. So people, if they want to know, they.
Well, this is by no means a professional setup, but got tub here with some acetone in it.
Yep.
That is plastic, but it's the kind that the acetone won't soak, won't deteriorate it. So take whatever part you're doing, soak it in the acetone for half hour to an hour. Some guys have told me that an hour is actually better, just to doesn't hurt to do it for extra time.
Yeah,
so
why not?
I did this because a lot of guys will put up like a they'll take the roller pans,
Okay.
and they'll actually put the acetone in that, put the parts in that. Well, it's sitting there open, it's gonna make fumes. This in here I actually
So you know
line,
right where
so
the
I know
line
it
is.
hasn't evaporated yet, so I can just leave this like this.
So that's step one.
So you step one, soak it in that. Then step two, take it over, mask off any spots that you don't want to sandblast. Then you take it over and you put it in the sandblast cabinet.
Yeah.
Which I got some
stuff in
pretty
there already.
fine garnet sand in there.
Yeah.
So blast that, and after you get done blasting it, then you put it in the toaster oven, or oven for that matter.
Whatever you got.
300 degrees for 300 degrees for an hour.
An hour, oh man.
Yep, and that gasses it out to bring any oils or any solvents or whatever to the surface. Rack it, whether you have it racked before or racked afterwards. Rack it, put it over there, let it sit for a couple minutes. The last batch that I did was like 20 minutes. I let it sit and just air dry 20 minutes, and then you bake it for an hour at 300 degrees again. Yeah. And that cures it, and then you just take the tape off and you're done.
So this is like a 4 or 5 hour process pretty much.
Well, you have to
part by part and fitting it all in the oven, and
you have to set aside
that whole
much
thing.
time.
Yeah. Ideally. But the fancy spray gun.
The $50 Tractor Supply.
Harbor Freight, yeah, same thing, right?
Well, I do have a Harbor Freight one
Harbor
too.
Freight gun too. Dude, if the stuff works, it works, but
they say not to use a plastic cup because it supposedly reacts with the the Cerakote or something.
Yeah,
and
but it seemed to
compromise
work
it.
for you. So
All the other guys have done it use plastic cups. So
I mean, just run it. If something happens, then switch your process and go from there.
little beaker mixer.
Got a whole little experiment table. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I definitely. This stuff is bad. Like this stuff.
Toxic.
Oh,
really
bad. Well, you gotta smell this stuff.
How's it
Is it that bad? I don't know, Justin. Taste it. Let me know how it tastes. Let me know.
Is your truck warmed up to go to the hospital? 'Cause pretty sure
Yeah, I'll pre-warm it up. I'll get it ready.
Money for things like hospitals.
This doesn't smell too bad. This has got a little kick to it.
Ooh, that's strong.
But that's
man.
That's nothing.
That's strong.
That goes right through your
It
system.
smells like a urinal cake.
It does. You know what it does?
It does.
Good. I never thought of that before, but yeah.
Justin
came up real
would be the
close to
one.
him sometimes,
He would
you know?
be the. You're smelling urinals too often, more than me, I guess. You know that smell.
Nobody's ever mentioned on any of the YouTube videos, other YouTube videos I've seen, nothing compared to the Cadillac.
This. So here's the strongest scented one.
It's like we're smelling. Yankee
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
It goes right through you. That'll clear you out. The whole setup between start to finish, all this stuff in the oven, and then just put it on here to dry, and that's literally it, huh?
You measure out how much of the actual coating you want, and then based on what percentage of catalyst that you want, because they have a 12-to-1 ratio, 18-to-1 ratio.
Oh, so you could change the glossiness and the whole. Oh, I didn't even know. I thought it was a one-shot go. This is some sign.
That's how it is. Like they have it listed on their site.
Dude, you're adding too many.
I know.
You're adding too many options. This is the semi-gloss finish, right?
Yeah. And this even.
Yeah, this is what I want.
This is the satin.
This is the satin. Yeah, this is what I want then.
So it'd be probably glossier if you mixed it at the 12-to-1.
All these came out pretty good.
Those are actually roost chips.
So you can't really get around the roost chips. I don't need it perfect, like I said. As long as it comes out good, I really don't care. As long as it, you know,
it'll come out good.
I'm like, give me like a 5-foot distance where it looks good. That's all that matters, you know. For the Instagram pictures, that's all that matters, you know. So we just got back to the house. We're gonna tear down the rest of this Alta here. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing, right, Justin? Maybe not. Solid Diet Coke, but yeah, tear the rest of this down. Anybody that's looking at this heater at your local Lowe's, don't buy this thing. I plugged it in and then it stopped working within like 10 minutes, so that thing's junk. I don't even know why I bought it, so it's getting returned tomorrow. I'll jump right into time-lapsing and taking the rest of this stuff apart. Briefly, that if anybody, I guess this is a how-to on how to take the frame off. It's got little sleeves that clip in and you have to separate it to actually pull it off. We're assuming, so I'm pretty sure that's how it's got to go. Once it pulls out of the sleeve, then you can kind of pellet it off so this whole top frame piece can slide off, at least to what we've seen so far. Alright, so basically what Justin did is he got the 2 coolant lines taken off. I didn't know how to drain it, so basically we got this whole unit loosened up. Basically to fill up the coolant is right here, so I'm pretty sure just to fill it up. Assuming when I go to fill it back up, pop it off and it should be good. I probably could have found out how to drain it, just doesn't matter. And then you had down in here, you had to unclip this little clip that's back in here to actually get this whole thing off. Get some room to get a flathead to get this little orange clip up in there and undo the clip. And I don't know what to call them on the frame, holding this in place, so you had to kind of pull it out in order to push this up. I guess you'll see in the time lapse if I get it off. Alright, well, after a lot of tinkering, we got the main plug undone. There's no instructions on this, so basically all you really had to do is lift this red tab at the point, and then you just press that little tab with the flathead, and then you can kind of wiggle this connector. And now we should be able to just lift this whole thing right off. But it hasn't gone that way. No. Alright, so basically this is just reference for when I put it back together. Remember to put that ground underneath the frame that Justin's taking off on the left side of the frame. All the electronics, it looks like a mess, but it's really not too much going on.
Oh, you son of a...
Last little bit here. One last coolant line. And this thing is a mess. Alta, yeah. Oh, there's all the coolant. Can't believe that's apart. Not knowing how your Saturday's gonna go. Taking apart an Alta, this is the best Saturday possible. Alright, let me read. Wait, it's gotta turn maybe and then come out. Oh. Okay, well, the most difficult part has been done. I've made the executive decision as the business owner on the Tyler Monagan YouTube channel that this part is not coming off. Maybe the cover, but definitely not tearing in to take this motor out, because that will be the one thing that back together, basically. So I kind of know how it comes apart. Going back together will probably be more difficult. I don't think you guys understand the commitment that I made with this thing. I really don't think they understand, Justin.
No, I mean, you think of it this way. There is absolutely nothing to help us do this.
Absolutely
We're going
zero.
into it blindly on the most expensive piece of equipment in here.
I don't know.
Stomping ground.
I don't know. So, like I said, this main frame will come off. That'll get coated. But this part, this main thing right here will not get coated. So swing arm's getting coated. That's got to come off. It's probably not going to happen in this video because this took us way too long.
So comment down below who's got the better mustache, me or Tyler.
Has nothing to do with the Alta. The battery's out. Got that big boy out. The top subframe, whatever you want to call it, main frame. It's got to take the rest of the coolant lines off here and the other side, and then I'll drop this off to get coated along with some other stuff. All right, so like I said, if you guys want to see more Alta build videos and to see what goes on if it gets back together, it will get back together. It will 150% get back together, and you will see me ride it again. So if you guys want to see more of that, definitely hit the subscribe button down below if you don't want to miss that. Smash that thumbs up button because we've been spending hours today working on this Alta. But yeah, comment down below your opinion, what else I should do to this thing, even though there's not really much you can list on what I can do. But yeah, you guys get the gist. Like I said, if you guys are new, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Tyler Monagan if you want to stay up to date before the vlogs come out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.